Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is the third video for today's lesson. If you are an honors student, please pay close attention to these problems. Okay, so use the identity a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. What is that? They just factored that using dots, so let's figure out what's going on here. To solve the equation, and they give you this equation. Well, first of all, this isn't really in the same format as that identity. So how can I get a squared equals b squared to be in proper format? I could go ahead and I could subtract b squared from both sides. And I end up getting a squared minus b squared is equal to 0. Well, how does that help me? Well, then I could factor this out. I just would have to know what a was and b was. So what about this other problem? The problem that they give me is 3x minus 2 squared is equal to 5x plus 1 squared. So the first thing they want me to do is subtract, just like I did beforehand. But what is a? A is the thing before it was squared, or what's inside the parenthesis, which in this case is 3x minus 2. What's b? B is what's inside the parenthesis before we squared it, so b is 5x plus 1. How does that help us? Well, now I could plug into a plus b, a minus b. So I get 3x minus 2 plus 5x plus 1. And for the second expression, the second factor, I get 3x plus 2 minus, and I'm actually going to put the 5x plus 1 in parentheses, just so I remember to distribute. I combine my terms. I get 8x minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. And for the other expression, I'm going to expand it out. I'm going to distribute carefully. I get 8x minus 1 times 3x minus 5x is negative 2x plus 2 minus 1 is positive 1. But I'm not done yet. Almost. The goal is to actually solve for the equation. So now we're going to set each linear factor equal to 0. And I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And lo and behold, I have one solution as 1/8. Here I'm going to take negative 2x plus 1 and set it equal to 0. I'm subtracting 1 from both sides. And now I'm dividing both sides by negative 2. So it turns out that I have two solutions of 1/2 and 1/8. And it looks like a really long process, but it goes faster once you start practicing it and you understand the concept. It's actually faster than if I were to first expand this side out and expand this side out and go ahead and subtract to get everything on one side. That takes a whole lot of work. So if you can see that, that's a good thing. One last problem. Again, this is a challenge problem geared towards honors students, but everybody's welcome to try it. And now I have another one of these equations, but they're suggesting to factor out the GCF. Why don't you put the video on hold and see if you can do it on your own. I'm going to get everything on the same side. So basically, I'm subtracting this so it lands on the left-hand side. Well, the problem gave you a great hint. They said, hey, we have a common factor. Let's factor it out and see what happens. When I factor out that GCF, I'm left with x minus 4 minus parenthesis x plus 5. I'm going to distribute that negative. I'm just going to rewrite the GCF so I don't lose it. And I get x minus 4 minus x minus 5. I combine like terms. Whoa, that goes away. Negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. I'm almost done. I distribute. I add 27 to both sides of the equation. And I solve for x. I could reduce this to negative 3/2. And there you have it.